Good morning, everyone, or hello, depending on your time of day. It's Marcy, and I'm going to work on a little more ephemera for my 4th of July paper bag journal that I'm making as part of my Kara Brandon Creations design team project for July. Today, what I'm going to work with is these paper treat bags. When I made my little eraser charms the other day, I told you I got those erasers at Walmart's little area that I'm pretty certain they're calling it Dollar Shop. It was the first time I'd seen it. Don't know if all or most Walmarts will be getting it, but another thing I picked up were these little paper treat bags. So, using one of those, what I've done is I folded it. I'll be putting a tag here and a journaling card here. And the bag will go over a page. If we pretend this is one of my journal pages, it will go over the page. I'll attach it here, cutting that as a pocket, and then have that as a little side tuck, but it will still lift up. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing I did was I kind of took the width of the tag I'll be using, folded my bag, and I stitched right down the center. So that part was pretty easy. Then, and I tried to do some of this ahead of time just to keep from having to pause the video so much. So the next thing I want to do is I want to open up the top part of this bag. So I'm just going to snip it right across the top from the end up to my stitch line. All right, so now I've got an open pocket there. So the next thing is don't know that my hole punch will punch through. I'm looking for a piece of scrappy something. See, I thought I was ready, and turns out I forgot something as simple as a little piece of scrap. Okay, here we go. I'll just use this. I want to put a thumb hole in it, is what I'm trying to do. But the treat bag is thin enough that I'm not sure that my hole punch will punch it without having a little firmer backing. So let's put that in. Try to get this somewhat centered. I'm not going to worry about it too much, just to give it a little thumb hole. Okay. See, just that part alone took much longer than it needed to. All right, so for this side, I took one of Kara's ephemera pieces and added just a little bit of lace, sewed around it. And I want to put that right here as a pocket, as another little pocket. I'm going to leave it so that the lace hangs just beneath the bottom of the little treat bag. I apparently did not get my glue primed either before I turned this on. I tell you what, Sometimes trying to get stuff ready ahead of time doesn't work well. There we go. And in another video I mentioned recently, I needed to pay some attention to my art glitter glue, and I still haven't done that either. But I think after this video, I'm going to have to stop and pay a little bit of attention to my glue. All right. So just put that on just like that, leaving it open at the top so it will create a little pocket. And then I took one of Kara's. This is one of the journal cards that I reduced the size on, and I just put one of her little labels up there that says family, and that can sit right in there. I'm not going to leave it there now for right now until my glue dries, but that's what will go right there. So for the tag, actually, I'm going to save the tag. I'm going to do it last because it's going to take the most work. Okay, so here I've got a piece of, I cut out a page from Kara Brandon's one of her journal pages just to give the journal card sort of a mat to sit on because I wanted the card to be just a little bit bigger. And that will all be going right in here. So what I want to do is I want to use this fabric and put some glue down for it. Like that. Basically, it's going to be a great big side pull tab. That is not very straight. That's a little better. Okay. Looks like I might need to thin my Fabri-Tac a little bit as well. All right. So now I've got that on there. And now I'm going to glue down this top card. I'm kind of layering it up just like you might do if you were making a greeting card. Okay, and I'm going to let that glue dry for just a second, and then I'm going to stitch around it. But while that's drying, I'm going to do these kind of in shifts. While that's drying for a minute, we'll go ahead and come over to the tag that I want to do and pull out my cutting mat, get my X-Acto knife, and what I'm going to do is, you see this ring on the tag, I'm going to, best I can, using my X-Acto knife, cut part way around that because I want this to slide under it. So we're going to go from out here. And again, if I get out of frame or my head gets into the shot, I truly apologize. Okay, I don't think that's going to be quite enough, but let's see. Sorry, I'm getting so quiet while I'm trying to do this. All right, let's see if that will be. That ought to work okay. All right. So I want to ink around this a little bit. And the distress ink I'm using in this journal, I'm using chipped sapphire. You'll notice, so I'm using blue for my distress ink. I've got red thread in my sewing machine. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm just using my Fabri-Tac on this just because right now it's in better shape than my art glitter glue is. All right, so put that back in. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right. So now I'm going to, this paper is, I had made some lace coffee dyed paper, and on my computer I just converted the colors, so I've got some that is red and some that is blue, and that's what I'm using for my backing papers. So now that I've got that slit cut there and this, I'm going to go ahead and back this tag onto some of this paper. So yeah, it was kind of fun. I took one of the really good impressions of the lace coffee dyed paper and just scanned it into my computer, and then I could alter the color to be whatever I wanted it to be, which is kind of fun. All right. So now let's cut around this. So I hope you're all doing well today. I am. I'm just trying to get this finished up. Got several little projects on my list of things to do. So, which is plus with our trip and everything. So trying to get my design team project for Kara done early. And although I'm not going to do the flip through until either the 1st or 2nd of July. Okay. So that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and punch that. And of course I inked before I remembered to round the corners there. All right, so real quick, I'm going to take this one and this one to my sewing machine, stitch around them, and then I will come right back and we'll finish this up really quick.